We are live.
I love my dad, y'all. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, my mom. My mom's
Shout out
awesome
to
too.
Ed. Yeah. Ed's a good guy, man. I like Ed, man.
Man.
He's a super cool dude. Super knowledgeable.
Down to earth.
Down to earth. A giant geek.
Indeed.
And also a veteran.
Blessed.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
All right, let's kick this thing up in high gear, huh,
Excellent.
boys?
I'm ready. We're going to have a great time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out again to Prax here for making that opening for us.
Hell
We love
yeah.
it. You're
Yeah,
amazing.
my favorite
Thank
thing.
you.
To be honest with you, it's one of my favorite things. ever.
TBH.
But Praxi, listen, I'm gonna need a new one coming up soon, bro.
Oh,
For
the
season
challenge.
5, I'm gonna need a new one.
The challenge.
If you're listening, like hook a man's up. Put a 44.
Whose stomach was that?
That was
totally
somebody's
mine.
stomach.
That was
Yeah, I heard
interesting.
that, bro.
I heard it as well. I was like, ooh, sound effects.
Is that yours?
That was interesting.
I thought you said you ate already, bro.
I did, I swear. That was more of a burp than a, you know.
Nah, I heard it.
I swear. It was more of like air leaving the esophagus, but like the muscles.
No, that was a
around it.
more feed me, Seymour.
Good times, by the way. I did the Little Shop before when I was in high school. I'm very proud of that. I loved being Audrey too. It was amazing. Just want to say that. Thank you for the shout out. Okay, moving on.
I don't know what that is.
Audrey too is a plant, but he was definitely like, feed me. And it was like definitely just
Seymour.
like, yeah, it was really great. It was,
I
I'll
was
show
there.
you later. It was really great.
I went to watch it. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello to Twitch
Hey.
and our 0 viewers. But we still mess with y'all, man. Probably because I did a horrible job with advertising.
Give me a link.
I'm not
How do
gonna
I
lie.
link people to it? Is there a link?
We have a whole link tree.
Hold on, I forgot. I'm the new phone. I gotta find it now.
New
Hold on.
phone. What an excuse.
It's not. Well, actually, it's not. It's like a work phone. But
at
like, I don't got nothing.
Look at you. Horrible excuse.
I'm sorry. I got it.
I got you, bro. I'm gonna link you.
Please.
The link to our podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You know how.
Twitch. I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey, new phone. Who did?
Forgive me. New phone. Who this? I swear.
Oh no.
Thank
Why
you.
you not working?
But yes, we'll get there. Y'all.
What's happening with y'all boys, man? Because
V-Money got another story, of course, y'all. So he'll get to that somehow, some way, or he'll tell us on the sidelines.
Yo, at
eventually.
this point, we'll just dedicate a whole episode to it.
TBH, that'd be pretty interesting. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
We'll get some
stories,
good questions for him and
yeah.
have a good story time with V-Money. That'd be
yeah,
nice.
story time with V-Money. I like it, man.
Yeah.
For all you new viewers, I'm Dakoolah. This is Trey the Third.
Hey, Trey the
This
Third.
is V-Money.
This is V-Money.
And together we make the trio a lot about nothing.
Hey. Indeed.
Yeah, here's some round of applause. See, the issue is when you mix the sounds like that, it makes it harder for me to edit, which is why I didn't mix. That's okay. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. It's fine. It's all fine. Everything is fine. Everything is okay.
We survive, y'all. We
You
survive.
sure?
No, I'm having an existential crisis.
Wow.
The usual struggles, y'all. It's okay.
I'm joking. Not
we
really.
survive those
I'm
around
okay.
here.
I'm okay.
No,
for
it's
it.
all right. I understand.
I have like kind of a headache, which explains the blanket. If anyone's watching this on YouTube later on, which it probably will be on YouTube, or on our 0 viewers who are watching.
Hold on. We had like
Wondering what the-
3
Yeah,
last
man, it
week.
matters.
Yeah,
okay? You can't,
I know,
Don't
that's
count them
fine.
out. Don't talk about
No,
how many we do
no,
and don't have.
I'm sure they'll be
Talk
here.
about how many we're going to get to. That's what matters.
Yeah,
You guys be optimistic.
We're gonna get to
Optimistic.
1 and 2 zeros.
We're good. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Precisely.
At some point.
Yes, we are. And
Yeah.
will. All right. It takes
Yeah.
like 1 or 2 good viral podcasts and we're golden. That's all
Yeah.
it takes. All right.
That's right.
We're going to get there.
For sure.
You know, eventually talk about something that's so revolutionary that people realize the profound vision that we've always had. That we
Right.
will have and will continue to have. We'll be there.
Listen, you do some good voices, dude.
Thank you.
You do some really
appreciate
good
you.
voices. You should like
We're going to voice act it one day. Don't worry.
do
One day.
voice.
One day, he says.
One day.
You should do like voiceovers. Like you should.
Voiceovers, right?
You can
Yeah.
audition to do voiceover work. You know.
I agree. I agree. That's true. That is very true. Yeah, you can audition, do voiceover work. You know. I agree. I agree. That's true. I agree. I agree. That's true. 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 I agree.
all you have to do is just like not smack your lips.
I'm working on the lips, they juicy, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean it to be like that, but I'm just trying to talk. And
this man's saliva content is ridiculous, bro.
I swear.
If a regular person's at 30%, he's at 900.
Bro, they stay moist. They stay moistened. I'm sorry, y'all.
You trying to get the ladies? What you mean they stay moist? Pause, bro.
Listen.
What you mean?
Listen.
What's man?
Aren't you spoken for?
Well, of course,
Ed's,
you listen to the podcast. That's what I'm talking.
Ed's
Oh,
quite
my
the
bad.
cunning linguist.
not cunning linguist. Oh, so he's a smart language.
So on to the podcast, y'all. Moving on. What we have
Isn't that
today
what that is?
a great conversation. All right,
Okay.
that we're going to have. Yes, that is what that is technically.
About-
Conversation.
yeah, right.
Gee,
Someone
that's
who-
the point. We talk. We are literally on a podcast.
No, but I'm saying a linguist, isn't that someone who
course.
studies languages?
Of course, yeah.
So you're a smart studier of languages.
Precisely. So it actually is really wholesome in
Yeah.
the end. And, I'm glad that turned that way. So, my friends, ignoring all of that, save us some post. What we're going to do today, guys.
I won't. I'm keeping it all.
Why is he like this?
Because we're live.
Yeah, we are. That's true. So, anyways, today, friends, we have a great conversation planned for you that we have planned all of 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, I have an IQ for you and to our new viewers, in case you do not know. An IQ stands for an interesting question. They do not know what the heck it is, and I throw it upon them, or they'll throw it upon us, and we get a spur-of-the-moment response to what the question could be. So, friends, I have a question for you.
Hit me.
Is it interesting?
I think it's interesting. I think the response from anyone you ask this to would be pretty interesting and pretty unique, you know?
Okay.
So, what is scarier than death?
Taxes.
I'm going to say being forgotten. Like not leaving a legacy.
I don't know.
I feel
like I'd be okay with that. I feel you. Like I get it where you're coming from, but I feel like I'd be okay with not leaving a legacy.
Well, yeah. I mean, you like being low key and whatnot.
I'm a background
That's
character.
Yeah,
He's-
for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
He tries to pull in. Yeah, he tries to pull in.
You're one
PC.
of those side characters that don't even get their own arc.
Exactly.
Bro, yes, yeah.
Listen, if I end up changing the world one day, I'd be happy if no one knew it was me.
Oh my god,
Bro, this dude's like
And
10.
like,
Dude's like 10-10.
bro. Yeah,
right. And like in history, it'd be like, you remember it? Okay, has everyone watched The Old Guard?
it's a great movie. I love that movie.
Yes.
Fantastic movie.
Yes. So for those of you, oh look, we have someone speak Spanish. No hablo español. I'm sorry.
Habla español poquito.
Muy poquito.
Muy poquito.
No hablo español.
Sorry, we did our best. Fertino. Sorry, Fertino. But what I was gonna say is, in the Old Guard where literally at the end they show all the pictures of
Everything she's done before, yeah. And
everything they've done
no one's
before.
ever known.
Listen, if we're spoiling for you right now, tough titties.
It's a great
It's
movie.
been on
You
Netflix
gotta
for
see
months.
it. Just watch Old Guard. It's
Sorry
not much
about
of a
that,
spoil.
Chief.
It's not much of a spoil. It's okay.
Yeah, but if you like, that would be me, right? If I change,
I feel you.
if I change the world, it'd be like
Trying to be behind the scenes.
way behind the scenes of, oh snap, Crest was there too, and there, and there,
Wow.
and there.
How?
What? Crazy. And then for my grave, I'd be like, yeah, I ain't even know it. But yeah, that's how I'd like to be, low key, like back in it. But what's scarier than death?
Yeah.
Probably torture, dude. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Okay.
I'd say torture because you don't want to be alive and then be hurting. I'd rather be just end it, right? If you're gonna kill me, just end it. Let it all go. Make it quick.
I guess. Actually, I guess that's a good point. I would say to that, torture after death.
Oh.
That's
How
actually
so?
Eternal suffering.
eternal suffering. Torture after death. You die and end up
But how could
still
you?
in
How could
suffering.
you be scared about that and not even know if that's what's going to happen?
Oh, see, I am not, but I could fathom that would be more terrifying than death itself. to like dying and there still being something terrible after that, you know, like that. I think that's what actually is, I guess, scarier than it is the fact that it might not be the end. I think what makes like death such a powerful concept is that people think it, like, want it or believe it to be the end of this cycle, you know, but to then, you know, think that the suffering will continue after this cycle, you know, that's what really encompasses what is even scarier than it. Well, it's what comes after it. That's the only thing that could be scarier than it, whatever would come after. Because I think you're right. Like, torture is, frankly,
It's pretty bad.
like that is scary. That sucks a lot more than death, but it's not scarier than it. You know, it is like death is preferred to that, but the potential of what's after is scarier. You know, if that kind of makes sense.
No, you're right. No, I feel you.
I think the unknown is just straight up scary.
The fact that it's just unknown altogether, or unknown, the idea of unknownness.
Yeah, just like unknown anything. To be honest, it still like keeps me up at night sometimes.
Well, this is why we always like, you know, in like the movies, we always like shooting at aliens and asking questions later.
Yeah, it's unknown. We don't know.
We don't know. We scared. Man. We're destroying you.
Yeah,
and then when you're destroyed, we'll examine everything.
Oh man!
But now you got to go down first.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, you feel me? So I mean, I guess so. That's
Okay.
an interesting question. What's
Was that
scarier than
interesting?
death?
Slightly interesting.
I never really thought about what's scarier than death.
Right.
Usually people just think about not dying.
That's what I'm saying. You know, so
Even though we risk dying every day willingly.
But yes, every single day,
Yeah.
every time we drive,
Yeah.
Especially in Florida.
we're literally just kind of, especially in Florida,
Especially in Florida.
kind of just, you know,
Willingly.
saluting at death every day as it goes by.
Like, what's
Hey,
up, Grim
how's it
Reaper?
going?
My mans. What's
How's
good?
it going?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Exactly like that.
So I guess,
That's right.
well, not on that topic, but a completely different topic that a general bit of info that I learned in between previous podcasts and this podcast. That I guess I heard it and it really just got me thinking of just like the interesting note of it. But anyways, getting onto it. There's the same 30 to 40 point difference between the average IQ and being considered gifted or highly intelligent, and the difference between the average IQ and being considered mentally deficient or in the olden days, mentally retarded, is the exact same. It's the exact same 30 to 40 point difference. And how just distinctly different we treat both set of humans, you know, and just how the culture has kind of, I guess, kind of built and molded around, well, let's just keep elevating these kids and keep just telling them that they're better, keep letting them know that they're better, and keep letting them know, don't be like these kids.
Right.
You know, and so I ended up kind of thinking down that path. And so then it got me to some general questions general ideas about like what giftedness is. And then a thought of giftedness as an ability with drawbacks, like as all abilities are. Like if a person is a super awesome athlete, usually that means that they didn't have time to focus on certain other attributes, like social skills or being at home or cooking skills or survival skills, whatever.
Right.
If a person is
Give and take.
you know, if a person is a freaking huntsman, they might not have the same type of agility that someone who has trained specifically agility would have, a ballerina, you know. There's give and take. So on that, I wanted to kind of consider like what is giftedness, and like, yes, there's IQ, yes, we can always say intelligence, but then I was like, is it a heightened focus or heightened self-awareness? Is it just kind of like a higher base level of wokeness? Because a lot of times gifted kids have like higher anxiety, they'll have higher rates of depression, they'll have higher rates of suicide, but that doesn't mean that like people of lower IQ don't also have anxiety, depression, and suicide tendencies. That obviously that's not true.
Were
like
any of you boys in gifted?
Yeah, definitely.
You in gifted?
I was in gifted in middle school.
I can see why you're gifted. Were you in gifted?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, of course.
What?
I wanted to be in IB.
That's crazy.
And,
I'm the only one not
sorry,
gifted?
let me fix that. I was in IB in middle school. We were in IB in middle school. Gifted in elementary. And then in high school, I wanted to do ROTC. Like, because it's freaking dope.
Yeah.
So,
you're also influenced by your parents who are veterans.
I ain't gonna lie on that as well.
Yeah. Happy Veterans Day, by the
military
way.
stuff is awesome. I'm just saying.
Shout out
it's
to
cool.
all our veterans out there.
Shout out.
Happy
We love you.
Veterans
Thank you so
Day.
much
Right?
for your service. Shout out to DC. Shout out to E-Man. our boys, man.
Yo, Lil
Shout out to Khan.
Alexander
Shout out to
Olartegi.
Khan.
My dude. Oh,
Shout out
Destinies.
oh my
Big O
God.
and Little O.
The squad.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to all our veterans.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So like that, and interesting again, like oftentimes, more often than not, if you're an IB, you weren't allowed to in any of the academies because it's
Yeah.
considered taking away from you studying for whatever you're going to do.
Yeah.
I remember Victor was in ROTC, but he had to like fight for freaking ever to finally actually get into ROTC.
Tooth
Right.
and
And it
nail.
was like last year at freaking high school, wasn't it?
Well,
Or-
his first 2 years I was in IB.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
and then the last 2 years I had to like put my foot down about ROTC.
Yeah.
And luckily enough, when I finally got into ROTC, Colonel was nice enough to put me on like accelerated.
I'm so happy he did. Like I'm so happy he did. Like it was too freaking awesome when
Shout
you're
out to
finally there.
Lieutenant
Like
Colonel James Rodriguez. Yeah.
my guy. Bless
Thank you for
this
your
man.
service
Bro,
in
please-
high
thank
school
you.
and in the army.
Bro, yes. When you say a man's like a literal hero, like my guy, like he's seen something. He's been there.
He been there,
He's
bro.
been there, man.
Like Colonel
Oh my
was
God.
coolest dude ever.
Heck
And
yeah,
he
man.
just kind of demanded respect without having to be like a
That's what I'm saying.
douchebag about it.
I
He
agree.
was cool, but then you're like, nah, I want to respect this guy.
Exactly. And having those mentors, is so important. When it comes to people, no matter where they are on that IQ spectrum, like having a mentor is almost always the most important step.
Yeah.
Whether you're in IB or you're in advanced or you're in honors or you're in AP or you're in regular, you need a mentor.
need a
Like
mentor.
that's the whole point of teachers and education, and fam, love your teachers also. Just saying. But beyond that, question I have for y'all, kind of spinning on off of that. Why does existential dread hit gifted kids harder? And kind of also going on to that, how does constant testing affect this?
I think it's more of a question of like knowledge. I know how there's a saying like the more you know, the more depressed you get.
More, Well, also, like mad episodes ago, I'd read this thing where it was said that to be woke is to be like constantly upset.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
exactly.
talking about that.
Remember?
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
it's
have
kind of the same thing.
you
You know
have
how much.
a more studied grasp on things and their flaws essentially.
I see.
That's like inherent with like any
You like
amount of
start
knowledge.
seeing the downside and
you start
the
seeing
drawbacks,
the
push and pull.
drawbacks, the negative things. Because even as like human beings, like we tend to like sweat like the negative things.
Yeah.
Like if you look at any like this is like a light example, like any reviews or whatnot, people always tend to remember
The
or
negative
notice the
things.
negative reviews
Yeah,
over the
that's
true.
positive ones.
That's true.
People always go out of their way to leave negative reviews and whatnot, but the positive reviews are far and few between.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's true.
I mean, that's how I look at it. Also, usually being in a gifted spot like that, a lot of more pressure
A lot of pressure.
and expectations are placed
Yeah.
on you.
I feel you on
Think
that.
about IB kids.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Workload was double me.
Yeah, it was.
I'm like advanced,
Yeah.
or honors, whatever it is they call it. But
There's a lot of like added pressure,
yeah,
even with like in terms of like our high school and middle school. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
moniker of like IB student
Yes.
carries its own weight.
It did.
Yeah,
it absolutely
it
did. There was a whole hallway dedicated to just
Yep.
the IB kids.
Exactly.
Like if someone's an IB, you knew they were in IB, they were dealing with a whole different level of education, and
Right.
they were funded a different way.
to be
You
fair,
know?
like their level of education wasn't different. They just got more work, and they got to explore just like higher content.
They had better questions. You know?
Yeah,
They'd
right.
They'd have
They got-
better questions
They
asked.
had to explore
and
their
would
minds
ask better
more
Right,
because
right.
they were deemed more capable to
Yeah.
do so. But imagine if that same, that same option was afforded to like regular kids.
Yeah.
I wonder how they would fare.
But going kind of back to the whole IQ thing, like I feel you on that. But then also realistically, humans are on that spectrum of IQ. There is the average of intelligence. There is the average of people who have a higher score on this chart and people have a lower score on this chart. And then there's a host of variables correlated with being higher and lower on the chart and how you look and how you survive in reality. But yeah, how does that existential dread, I guess, how do they handle that? How do they get about, and how through the educational process do we go about handling that existential dread that does come with knowing more?
Well, you guys tell me you're the gifted ones.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, that's still a question people need to answer right now.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot. I mean, I've known a lot of people that have gone through that existential dread and have developed complexes and shit.
Yeah, you know, like
based on like how they were going through school.
Yeah.
So.
Nah, that's true. They might have developed some complexes.
Yeah, I feel that they will and do. Like because they're at so many different, like as they progress on the level of IQ or intelligence or knowledge or wokeness, there are still varying levels above that, and they'll get bored more often if they're above or lower than their peers around them, and that still causes more deviations there. And so, a better question yet, actually, just going to the next one because I think it's kind of along the same train of thought. How do you guys feel about homeschooling? And do you think a country should or could commit to homeschooling?
I think you can commit to speaking to the mic.
Sorry. How do you feel about homeschooling?
Man, homeschooling is tough, dude.
And I will also say, in relation to also realistically what has been going on now with virtual schooling, with virtual schooling, even if COVID dies down and it is a bit safer to go back to schools and stuff, and
my head got stuck.
Lol. We just wear masks, and like that becomes a norm. Sure, that's fine, but I like it's not a bad thing.
No.
But do you think that it should be something that should be focused on as the norm?
As a new like permanent resolution?
Yeah, it's kind of a new norm. Like, yes, public schools are a thing, but
well, in my opinion, I believe like homeschooling shouldn't become the new norm. Only because like the development of a child or young adult, school isn't really just for education itself. Like there are a bunch of other things you learn from school, like social skills, or like how to deal with stress or
friends,
tension, how to interact. Well, I mean, I guess that falls under social, but again, there's not like school isn't just for education.
Okay.
In like the sense of like intellect or like studying and whatnot.
I mean, it's not good in any case to really shield your child from the world. I hope Drake is listening.
Needless to say, I'm not saying like homeschooling people are just like shut-ins and never see the light of day.
Programs they can still go out and enroll their kid in classes and programs and whatnot.
But I think like regular public schools and whatnot incorporate and encourage a type of individuality.
Yeah.
Where you can go through the schooling process and like learn about yourself a little more based on your experiences, interactions, and all that.
I feel you on that. I think homeschooling is definitely it's an interesting path to take, and I know plenty of people who have been homeschooled.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of
if anyone ever hears this, by the way, totally, I'd be down to interview a homeschooled person. That'd be really cool. Eventually, by the way, listeners. But continue.
Mm-hmm. If I mean, a lot of people have no choice.
That's true.
Now,
that's true.
See, the only hard part I think about homeschooling would be how do you do work? You can't work and also homeschool. You have to have someone who's not working and only being a mother or a father.
Right.
Do you think that we should full on but do you think it is feasible to straight up pull the Jetsons and have it where it is a norm to have virtual teachers though? Like
that's fine with me.
Yeah.
But once again, who's gonna watch your kid while the virtual teacher
in your house
is doing the thing in the crib? Yeah. Like who can you trust?
That's facts.
To do that? I mean, because there have been people who you can trust to like watch your kid for a couple hours, but then 7 hours
they got life
doing
too.
Work in my house. Yeah. Like people will get tired.
Also, a side note, for me, I'm speaking for myself. Obviously, I'm sure some people have similar experiences and whatnot. I need to have like my home life and like my
Oh, my bad.
I need to have like my home life and my work life separate.
Yeah.
Like
I feel you on that.
having schooling and like quote unquote home life in the same place would just shoot my productivity. Like I'll say this, like when quarantine hit and I was quote unquote have to work from home. Listen, ain't nothing getting done.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry to break it,
I feel
but
that,
ain't nothing getting done.
I feel
like
you
I
on
need
that.
to be outside of my house
Yeah.
to get a level of productivity that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel
Where
you.
you can
'Cause-
focus your energies on that specific thing.
right? Because the house, your home, is like a place of comfort,
Exactly.
shelter, and whatnot, where you feel relaxed. But
I feel you.
yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
when I worked from home, it was kind of the same thing. Like I did the work because I had to, because I had to show I did the
Right,
work. And
exactly,
I couldn't cheat my way past it.
yeah, but a task that would normally take you like 1 to 2 hours would take you the whole day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just want to relax. You're at home.
Exactly.
You don't really want to. I mean, but,
Okay.
I mean, my brother-in-law does it just fine.
Listen, there's some people
Oh, they're
that
down for it.
can
His
have that.
office.
That's
Yeah.
their space, and in their space,
Right.
like they want to achieve life within their comfort space.
Right,
They're
right, right.
They're completely down doing that, and they're comfortable doing it.
Yeah, there's definitely some people that are wired.
Oh yeah, like this
that-
was the step they've been waiting for. They're excellent. We're all inside. I get to just chill in my comfort box, and I can still work and make money. Bless.
Done.
Right.
There are plenty of people down
It's-
for it.
Like for people like that, I think it's more of like a mindset rather than a
true.
spatial like awareness.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see.
Yeah, you know, if you get what I'm saying.
Like their mindset is like no matter where they are,
Exactly.
they're able
They
to still
can
have
tune
the
out
mindset.
their surroundings.
Oh yeah, to get away from the
Exactly. They can
distractions.
tune out their surroundings and focus on what they're trying to do. Whereas there's some other people, the opposite side of the spectrum, like me, where my surrounding plays heavily into how my mindset will. You know?
I agree. I concur. I completely am the same. The second I'm out of the comfort zone, I'm completely able to now focus on the work I need to get
Yeah.
done. I'm
So,
completely agree.
your office,
in
yeah.
general, yes, in my opinion, homeschooling is a little harder for me. But again, that's not the right or wrong answer either, because
Yeah, I
there are
agree.
some other people where homeschooling could.
completely great for him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It worked
Exactly.
just fine.
So,
There you have it.
Excellent. Go
Opinions
ahead.
on homeschooling from 3 dudes with no kids.
Excellent.
hey,
That's why
beautiful
we're
samples.
going to continue to keep getting more
All your
and
good
more
opinions.
guests and more people who continue to have awesome opinions.
Who's gonna have children first? That one.
So moving on to the next question.
That
moving
one.
on.
That one over there.
Moving on to the next
100%.
question, my friends.
200%.
300%.
Anywho,
Looking forward to being an uncle, bro.
Jesus effing Christ. Moving on to the next question. Jesus. What is y'all wild? What is the relationship between science and spirituality? Obviously it's a huge question. Duh. But like y'all my friends, I want to hear your thoughts on it. What
Let me ask you. Let me counter with a question.
please do.
Do you think science and spirituality can go hand in hand?
He's eating a Snickers, by the way. That's why he sounds like this.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, eating
Absolutely.
Snickers.
I think so. Oh, you want me to expand? Yes. So, okay.
Expound.
Yes. So, a lot of times people see space-time as the foundation of reality. And because of that, they then say, well, consciousness is a separate entity that has come from space-time, has come from like reality, matter, things existing, coming together, smashing chaos, a table, you know? So, however, I believe it is the other way around. I believe consciousness is first. The fact that experience exists is first. And then there are agents and beings and people that are portals that open to this experience. And through those experiences, space-time was able to be created. Our experiences are able to interact with each other. We are chaos interacting with each other so that consciousness can be a thing. To me, I think science is literally just how we understand the world around us. I will always explain that in the past, religious books were used as science. If a lightning bolt hit and someone did not know why, bro, Zeus, calm down. I don't know why that person over there did whatever they did to make you mad. I'm
Okay.
so sorry. Poseidon, Osiris, oh my God, please, help our people. People genuinely did not understand why lightning bolts happened.
I met Poseidon the other day.
Yeah, it'd be like that though. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
He flooded like Sunrise.
Yeah.
The flea market flooded, bro. Like the
Done.
streets flooded.
Done. That's
crazy.
what happened, bro.
Poseidon was
back in the
pissed.
day, dude. If you saw a flood, again, they didn't have weather systems to tell them that a storm was coming. You're chilling, going about your day. You're watering your crops, and then literally out of nowhere, a flood of water destroys your entire city, and you don't know why.
Dang, what would we do without Fox News 20 now? What would we do?
So, to me, science is literally the art of explaining what we are perceiving. That's all it is. And as we continue to perceive more and more things, we continue to enhance our science. And eventually, like what we call spiritual. Sorry, let me fix that. What is spirituality to you guys?
It depends on what you mean by spirituality.
It's not what I mean. It's what you mean. What do you mean?
No, we're not doing this.
That's why I asked. What do you mean?
I haven't
What is
smoked
it?
anything. I'm too conscious for this.
You could be conscious. That's fine. You don't need to be crazy for it.
It
I'm
depends.
so serious.
Do you mean like religious spirituality or just like spirituality in general?
If someone says,
'Cause
what
someone
is-
will tell you,
Yeah.
because people will try to differentiate the two. Someone who's not as secular as we are
Mm-hmm.
and who's like knee deep in their religious beliefs would be like, spirituality is about God and it's
Of
about
course.
Right.
this and about that.
I feel you on that.
I would say it's about energy
Okay.
and about the things that you do, the things that you purposely and consciously do around other people, right? And
Okay.
around just like yourself. The things that you choose to do will determine, like, I think, how you kind of interact spiritually, right? So if you do good things, you'll
Okay.
feel better spiritually.
All right.
If you do bad things, you won't feel that great spiritually. What you determine as good and bad is subjective, but I think that depending on how you live depends on how like you feel spiritually, because it's all energy, right? So if I'm going around kicking kids in the face, it's not really going to bode well for me internally and or externally, because one, I'll be in jail.
Do
Two,
they deserve it though?
that's a good question.
Yeah, what if they're like Nazi kids or
There's some
something?
kids that do like kicking in the face. Been
What if
really
they're
annoying.
Nazi kids and they're like, we're going to kill people?
I mean, then I'd feel great spiritually.
I mean, you could argue it's not their fault. They were just
Oh, true.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
They're
brainwashed.
brainwashed.
exactly.
Pretty good
You
argument.
know? So you might not feel good
Yeah.
in the end.
So yeah, listen. If y'all decide to kick some Nazi kids, just think about it first.
Yeah, think about it. Maybe you should be kicking their parents in the face.
That's true. But is it their... they're older. They had
They're
time to
older.
think
They
about
had
it.
time to think about it.
they had
Yeah,
time to think
you got
about
it.
That's all. That's also that's an important thing to remember. A lot of times when it comes to like
Nazi
kids and
kids.
youth and any youth, like when it comes to parents believing something and kids believing something, when it comes to the kids, like 9 times out of 10, they believe what they believe because their parents are saying it, or because someone else older than them, who they believe is more important than them, was saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? So like in reality, that's what the kids are. But if you're like 30, 40, fam,
Yeah. Racism is taught, by the way.
like you have some time to
Racism
really
is
think
taught.
about what's going on, and you still chose to think along a certain path. You could be punched in the face after like 30, 40 years of being a Nazi. Is all
That's
I'm
not
saying.
what I said.
You know?
I said kick him in the face.
Oh, kick him in the face. But still, I feel you. I feel you.
Real clear.
We kick Nazis around here. That's fair.
Real clear.
I feel you on that, bro.
But what I was getting at,
Moving on. I'm sorry. More
is
serious notes.
I think the state of your spirit is the direct correlation of how you live your life. That's it.
Yes.
Okay,
spirit
so
and
it's more
science.
tied to morality. And whatnot.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, man.
What is spirit to you?
Jesus Christ. Oh God, please. Twitch, don't look at us. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Please don't ban us.
TOS.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
my
Please don't ban
goodness.
us. I'm sorry. We are PG around here. We do.
PG-13.
Yes. Okay, that's fair.
18.
You're like one bad word a podcast. So I feel you.
Yeah, you
Not
get-
safe for. Is this safe for work? Is our podcast safe for
I
work?
think so.
yeah.
You can't say the word anymore. So I mean, we're good. Yeah,
Well, maybe not on Twitch.
that's fair. Yeah.
But once I turn this Twitch off, it's over.
Yeah, that is
I
done.
mean, even then,
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really be
curse
doing
words
that
fly
crazy.
in the workplace.
Yeah.
Come on.
It'd be
that's
like that,
true.
y'all.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Oh my
true. You're
gosh.
right.
So,
I think we're safe for work. We're safe.
well, actually, that's perfect. I guess, what is good to you?
What's good?
What is good? Because I know that people can always give the answer of, if they're an atheist, how do you know what goodness is? I'm not saying you're an atheist or I'm an atheist. I'm just saying processes people can understand thinking that good is objectively impossible.
I mean, what's good with you? I'm chilling.
I mean, that argument I never understood because, like, even if you are atheist, you are still.
Yeah, what allows you to know what good is if you're an atheist? Let me ask you that.
But here's my argument.
How do you figure it out?
Here's my argument. I don't.
Let me interrupt you for a second, only because I'm wearing this on like right side. And you remember like Coming to America where he's wearing the lion?
God. Bro, this blanket is like a shimmering fur.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. It is.
It
It's
reminds
nice.
me of the lion from Coming to America. My bad, bro. I just had to let that out. And it's soft, right?
It is soft.
Yeah.
I love this blanket.
Yeah, it's dummy
okay.
soft. Thanks, Shell.
She's great. The blanket was very comfortable.
You were getting an argument.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm
My
sorry.
bad.
Yes. That statement I just never understood because I don't really tie like morality, good versus bad, with that closely to religion.
Okay.
You know, it's like in the same vein as like basic human morality. Like, hey, you shouldn't like kill someone.
Probably
It's regular
shouldn't,
things.
like,
I mean, like it.
take
like
the
this,
stuff
it sounds
that they want and have.
Like it sounds cliche. Like I mean,
Don't be an asshole.
don't
like,
be an asshole,
yeah.
or like treat someone how you would like to be treated.
Like, I'll tell you right now, dude. You can research a majority of religions, and almost all of them say the same, like
They all say-
minimum 5 basic things, like don't kill, don't steal, don't lie, don't like lust after
Yeah,
other people
because, I
because that's
mean,
kind of unhealthy.
Because I just think
Don't be an a-hole.
yeah. I mean, but that's
Facts.
because I just think that's not even like religion itself. It's just basic,
I agree.
basic,
Basic common sense.
common sense.
Super facts.
Even way back then,
I
like,
agree.
hey, you should treat this person as if you wanted to be treated. Like I said, it's
I
cliche.
agree. It's
Blah,
the
blah,
golden
blah.
rule. It's the golden rule. Treat
It's-
others the way you want to be treated.
There's a reason why it's called the golden rule.
Yeah,
Like
I completely agree.
whether you're a Scientologist, atheist, or practice
Hindu, like anything.
Hindu
man. Yeah.
or
Taoism, like
Taoism, or
anything, man.
even in the same vein, even if you're
Satanist, like-
satanic.
Yeah, we'll get action
They-
out here, bro. Well,
Yeah,
he knows,
even
like,
if you
literally,
are satanic,
they're one
they
of the main
all
ones.
teach the same thing.
Like,
Like, don't be a dick to each other.
we are each a sovereign entity attempting to exist. Realize we all just want to exist. Don't be an a-hole to each other.
Right. There's no reason for you to hinder someone else's existence. You know?
Yeah, facts. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, I always, to me, like a kind of baseline thing is at the most foundational level of believing. Even if you're like, well, I don't believe in any spirituality or God or anything. At a most basic level, you can objectively say that like hurting another is not good,
Right.
or even more basic than that. All living things want to continue living, right?
He says hurting another is not good, but we were literally like a few seconds ago
Talking
talking
about
about
kicking
kicking
people in
Nazis
the
in the
face.
face.
What happened was, what
The
happened
hypocrisy
was,
kind of jumped out.
no. We deciphered that
Okay.
because if they're Nazi children,
Yeah.
they don't understand what they're doing.
Right.
We can talk them out of it.
Right.
If they're adults, 30-some years of it, we had there's a whole trial on this.
Okay.
And
So-
we ended up freaking hiring these scientists, even though they've been doing horrible, terrible things. We ended up just hiring them. The world wild, okay, but there are people who are just happily evil. I believe that there are people who are genuinely evil.
It needs to be kicked in the
I
face.
believe that the same way there are organisms that mutate and have like a small percentage of mutations that are negatively affected or will hurt other versions of itself.
Yeah.
I believe humans are the exact same. We have organisms amongst us, a very small population that literally mentally are mutated where they will want to hurt others. Okay. Like or they want to commit evil where they do not acknowledge or care about the malicious intent they're causing, or they in fact gain pleasure from the malicious intent they're causing. And if there's an ideology that bands these people together, and they can't see a problem with that, And even when you talk to them and try to talk them down and explain everything to them, they literally, their brain is hardwired and they straight up are just like, I don't understand what you're talking about. I think those people over there don't need to exist. Why? I don't even talk to that person anymore. I understand that they don't need to be around us. They don't need to be in our society. They are a mutation that will simply cause more pain within us as a people. Objectively, I can look at humans and say a living being wants to live. That is, on average, the objective truth about living things. But that also means that you gotta be realistic about the very small portion and percentage of mutations that can negatively affect, poison the rest of the populace. I'm just saying. And so sorry if earlier we were talking about hurting some fools, but fam, yes, I'm tired of 40 and 50 and 60 and 70-year-old like old white dudes who want to kill everyone else who don't look like them. I'm tired of them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all too old for me to really believe that they didn't have enough time to think other thoughts.
No, they hadn't had time.
They had time.
They didn't want to change.
They didn't want to change because they knew they were comfortable being and doing what they were doing.
Generally, people don't like to change. You know how it
Of course,
is.
of course,
They just
of
want to
course.
be who they are and not have to worry about other people's feelings or other people's way of life.
Agreed.
But that's not how life works.
On that note,
Yeah.
what form do you think evil takes the most?
Ooh,
Taxes.
the form of a taxes.
No,
What
no,
form
kidding.
does evil take the
Yes.
most?
What form does evil take the most?
Oh man, what form does evil take the most? Evil.
Mm-hmm.
The form of an old white woman.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I plead the fifth.
I don't.
I'm gonna leave that one alone for you.
I mean, shout out to my old white woman.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What form does evil take the most? That's a good one. Dang, that's a good question.
You're welcome.
I'm thinking of a couple ways. I can't flesh them out. Just
I'm gonna
yet.
say the main one that I thought it was
Yeah.
lies.
Lies. I don't think
Because
so.
I think
How do you quantify white lies though?
same thing. I think that in reality it is physically possible for us to honestly say everything we want to another person if we are actually trying to talk to each other. It is possible. We can eventually try to keep communicating with each other until we actually get our points across. However, like to me, evil is like an all-encompassing power that is just existing as like a mesh of reality, where evil is just the intent towards chaos almost.
Well,
and so when I should say
Hold
malicious
on.
intent towards chaos.
Do you
Go ahead.
do you think the connotation of chaos is inherently evil?
I should know. I do not believe that. That's why I wanted to fix that.
Exactly.
A malicious intent towards it, not just chaos. Because
Right.
chaos is just there.
Because
That's
chaos
the thing that's just there.
to me, is all neutral.
Yeah, it's just a force of nature.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
force nature. It's neutral. It's what gives like the variance in life.
I
right?
agree. I think evil is the specific, more specific, not just towards chaos, but malicious intent. And so the problem is, to me, lies can be extraordinarily small, and you do not mean them at all in any way to actually be malicious.
Yeah, like I like your hair.
Yeah, but no matter what, it is a falsehood.
Degree.
It is a degree of falsehood. So no matter what, it is the smallest hair strand tendril of that intent to not have order.
Right. Like,
I think this isn't the most, but I think that evil comes in the form of love a lot of times.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people will do some messed up stuff to you and they think it's out of love. Parents used to whoop your ass. It's like, I'm doing this out of love. This hurting me more than it hurts you. I'm like, nah, man, you hitting me with a belt. What you doing?
Yeah.
Nah, it's not out of love, bro. You just been brainwashed by decades of bad parenting. But yeah, I think it comes in the form of love a lot of times. Like, cheating. Let's say that dudes or gals usually
So it's
don't
like-
cheat because they hate the other person. They cheat because either they want something new, they're missing something, they don't know how to communicate, or niggas is just. My dick was hard. There's a lot of reasons why these things will manifest. But I don't even think these things are inherently evil.
That's the thing, yeah.
Evil is a tough word,
right?
to say.
I completely agree.
Yeah, evil is quite the extreme. Evil is quite the extreme.
I agree. That's why I wanted to throw it out there.
I don't know.
To get your idea, to really get your ideas on what the concept of
Like
evil
usually
kind of
when I
is.
hear the word evil or like good and stuff like that, it's like, I mean, like, yeah, they have their applications, but the world isn't it's clear cut white and black. Like
Yeah. Facts.
I agree.
Well, you guys can tell us in the comments and like YouTube or Instagram, whatever it is.
Yeah, please.
YouTube is actually down worldwide right now.
Yeah, really?
Sweet baby to
No way.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's a lie. YouTube went down?
That's crazy.
Fuck out of here, dude.
That's how you know the world's ending.
That's not true because I'm on it right now. Look, you're lying. I'm on there right now. What's wrong with you? Why would you
Play
scare
some.
me like that?
Play some.
I bet.
Okay.
Look at you.
It's back up.
Looking stupid.
No, it's back up.
It was down? When was it down?
Just a few minutes ago.
Crunch was real.
Trust
What
me.
the heck?
I had like several different messages about it.
About it being down?
Yeah.
That's wild, though.
Worldwide.
YouTube went down. Imagine how.
I mean, granted,
Okay.
a company that big
I got a
won't be for
story.
long.
I got a story for y'all boys. Now we're talking about things
Well,
going
what
down.
about down and then also just completely disappears and all the information goes away? That would be
That'd
scary.
be crazy.
That's a world crisis.
That would be scary.
But if you're a good YouTuber, you have archives of all your videos.
Obviously.
But the
dude, still,
re-upload?
like,
Oh, man.
still though,
No, listen.
if
If something
YouTube
is
goes down,
ubiquitous as YouTube were
Straight up just
to
goes-
They have to have
straight up
backups.
disappear,
yeah,
that would be a world crisis.
Yeah.
straight up. Do you know, like just how much information and like tutorial videos, how many like companies put their ads and videos on only YouTube or my God, that's so many. That'd be just too much. That is a world crisis, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, continuing on your point.
What was I going to say?
You're amazing. I'm sorry.
Oh, they have backups. I mean, YouTube would have backups because when you upload your videos, they take like 6,000 copies of your videos.
That's true.
And, so I don't know if YouTube would ever go down. If they do, they done messed up super, super hard. But I have a story now. We're talking about things
story,
going
please.
down. So things like Friday night or something, right? Me and my mans and this girl were going out. I'm not gonna name the mans, but because this is an embarrassing story. But me and my mans and his girl were going out. We were going to what's it called? It's Flashback? Not Flashback. There's a diner on Federal.
Delray.
It's in Delray.
Boca,
It's just, I
Boca.
forgot the name of the diner, dude.
Federal and
Like Atlantic.
Like 10th, like in the corner, like where
Anywho, so
Walgreens
you're
is.
at this diner.
Yeah, so we're at the diner, and most of the time I always pay for my man's when we go out and eat. He's like, nah,
Wholesome.
I got a job now. I got bread. I got
Wholesome.
paid today. I got you. I'm like, y'all.
Very wholesome.
I'm like, y'all. So blessings. So we go to the diner. We sit down. Bunch of old white people at this diner, and it's only us 3 black people, which I'm already uncomfortable about that. But it was fine. Get
It is
in,
always
we
an
sit
uncomfortable
down,
situation.
we order, and we have a conversation. Everything's Gucci. Everything's good. Get drinks, all that stuff, right? Time comes for the check. Nah, it is. I'm like, cool, I ain't paying nothing today. I'm chilling. Check come, probably like $60, $65, something like that. I'm like, yeah, my man got paid. He got this. But he had like a virtual bank, right?
oh,
He had a virtual
Okay.
bank, what's it called? Chime. He had a Chime
Okay.
bank, right? And usually it's fine, right? Probably fine. Gives the lady the card. She goes to the back.
Declined. Declined. My guy. Stop it. Dang,
She
bro.
goes to the back. Came back, car not working. He said, huh?
What you mean?
Said, huh? He's like, hold on, let me check my, pull up the app. App not working. Keeps trying to pull up the app. Till swipe it again. Car not working.
Dude.
I'm like, come
on, bro. Stop
And
it.
so
I feel so bad.
Like we go on Twitter and type in Chime. Chime is down.
Dude, stop.
Time is down. No one can get their money. Payday's gone. People, I see people like, how am I gonna feed my kids?
Literally.
And I'm like, if you have only one source to feed your kids, my nigga, come on.
Listen, a lot of people are like that though.
Like, come on, bro.
Listen. Nowadays, we gotta be realistic. When a person comes from like anywhere, and if they don't know anything about trying to get into a bank, the first person who finds them and hey, get this app, get this site, get this bank, put your money in here, it'll be safe, bro.
That's my only issue.
Like it's an app.
That's my only issue with virtual banks.
That's rough, man.
And I saw it right before my eyes.
Oh
that
my
solidified
God.
me never getting a virtual
dude.
bank.
Oh,
unless I got the
Lord.
money to spare.
That's rough.
So,
I'm so sorry.
time is down. Look at everywhere. Twitter, down. He's like, damn. And I'm like, I got it.
Yeah.
Like, I got it. No
Oh
big
my
deal.
God, that's rough.
Hey, I'm like, damn, I thought I was going to go out. It's got free today. But
Dude.
it didn't happen.
I'm so sorry about that.
It was down for a little bit too.
Yeah.
For a while. And they didn't credit anybody anything. It went
They just
back
said it
up.
was
Everybody just had their stuff, but they didn't
say anything
no
about
sorry,
it. Yeah.
nothing.
Damn.
Actually, I'm not sure if they apologized. I'm gonna have to ask the homie if they apologized or
Dang.
gave him like a $50 credit or something. But that was messed up. It was down on a Friday, like a payday
That's the
Friday.
worst. That's the
Worst. And he looked so bad because the card came back declined.
I'm sorry.
Declined.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Bro.
I
That's
was just
like
doing work.
that happened to me one time, and I blame LA Fitness.
It's the worst feeling on earth, dude.
They took the money out automatically,
That's one of the
and I didn't
worst.
know. And I was like KFC drive-through. I get the car. He's like, "I'm sorry, this car declined."
Oh,
Exactly like that. I'm like, "Dang, this car declined." Luckily, I had like a 20 on me,
Yeah.
which is
So
rare
you
because I
gotta
don't
cover it.
carry cash. I just happened at that moment to have the bread
so you
on
got
me,
covered.
and I covered it. I'm like, "Dang." Day after, I canceled LA Fitness, and they make it hard as heck to cancel.
Oh, of
I had
course.
to like mail a letter and saying I'm trying to cancel. Like, yeah, dude.
So I want to say this is actually a really perfect segue. It goes right into my next question.
Okay.
What have you found is the best way to absorb disappointment, rejection, distress, or discouragement?
Depression.
Well, not specifically any one of them, but what have you found is best to absorb those feelings? Those really
Distractions.
What's the answer? Yes.
The best way. The best way.
21st century, y'all.
Depression.
That's
Bro.
how it be. How do you absorb all those things?
Yes.
Yes.
I was trying to get like a deep conversation, but honestly, y'all, I feel that too. Like, it's hard, man. Like
in all fairness,
absorb, like, because that's all you can do. Like, those things happen. Your only choice is to absorb them.
Yeah.
You know.
in all fairness, if something drastic like that happens,
Disappoints
whether
you,
disappointment,
rejected.
rejection, or whatnot,
Yeah.
sometimes you're just not mentally capable to absorb all those things.
Yeah.
So you have to put it on the back burner and come back to it. So when I say
Ends up getting bottled up.
But yeah, but how though? Like,
usually what it's
how do you come back to it though? That's really it. I guess.
well, I mean, it depends on person to person. Like
Yeah,
usually,
that's really that's the problem.
like for me, like when I was younger, I used to have a major issue because I used to just bottle everything up, you know? Like it was one thing I figured out about myself and I worked on.
Yeah.
But usually when some like big disappointments or setbacks like that happen, I usually like, all right, I know what happened. This is what I need to address.
I feel you.
But I'm gonna compartmentalize
Compartmentalize.
it
Yeah.
for the time being.
Okay.
I'm gonna distract myself until I come back to a more sound state of mind, and then I'll unpack it all at once. And
That
then,
sounds like a lot of work.
That does.
listen, it's a lot of work, but mental health isn't made to be easy.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
gotta
saying, if
figure,
it
you gotta
works for
figure out a way.
you,
Yeah,
it's
you gotta
fine.
figure out a way though.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta work. You gotta figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
man.
I'm the type of person that thinks mental health, no shortcut should be taken when it comes to mental.
No, zero shortcut.
So
I used to deal with it by, just sleeping. But
Well, that's coupled with the depression.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I was about to say,
exactly.
then learn that is depression.
Yeah, there's times where my
Brain's just like, okay.
there's
nah.
times where you like sleep.
Like,
There's times where you sleep like 16 hours a day.
dude.
I slept 13 once.
Yeah, there's times
Yeah,
where
I
you sleep
felt
like
that.
16 hours a day, and you're like,
The
oh
day
man,
disappears, you're like,
what's
wow.
wrong with me? I'm so exhausted. And then one day, like your mother comes in, like, why? Like, stop sleeping all day. Like,
Yeah.
you're too damn young to be this
Yeah, like
depressed.
you don't notice it. Yeah.
You're too damn young to be this depressed. And I'm like, oh, depression. I get it now.
See?
Oh.
You know what?
It almost got me.
They don't tell you that depression comes with like short-term memory loss,
Yeah.
not being able to eat, sleeping all the time,
Right.
Yep.
lack of energy.
That short-term memory
like
loss,
extreme lack
I
of
feel
energy.
like is one of the most important. Like lack of energy and short-term memory are, I feel like, are two of the most hand-in-hand effects.
Yep.
Because you are so tired,
Right.
your brain is just like, it's not worth putting in the energy to remember those few seconds before.
Right.
So if you just keep forgetting segments of seconds, at the end of the day, dude, you forgot the whole day, except the highlights of it,
Yep.
you know, and you end up just floating through the
Highlights,
day. Yeah, the
quote-unquote.
highlights, you know, you float through only like 2 or 3 hours of the actual day, you know.
My
Absolutely.
short-term memory is shot because
Half
of
your
that
day is
stuff, too.
sleeping, and then a third of the time awake is actually remembering it, and the other two-thirds is just existing,
Yeah.
not living, you know.
See, now I just I deal with it in like stages, right?
Yeah.
Disappointment. I need an example to explain this better. Let's say I applied for a job and I was really
And
hoping to get the
rejected,
job,
yeah.
and I didn't get the job.
Right.
Well, first thing is I'm not gonna apply to one job. I'm applying to mad jobs, right? Even if I don't get the one that I want.
Of course.
So what I do is I put something in place to keep me hopeful. So if I apply to the job that
I
I
feel you.
want, I'm gonna apply to 2 other jobs that I don't
You
want.
plan hopefulness.
You feel me?
Okay.
I'm gonna apply to 2 other jobs that I don't want. So if I don't get the one that I want, my hope doesn't just shatter and crash. It'll just kind of like, oh, but I have these 2 other opportunities that can still come to fruition.
You're creating like firewalls basically to really protect from that destructive force coming at you.
Yeah. I'm like a Meraki. All my tech people will know what a Meraki is. See, Victor knows what a Meraki
I'm
is.
learning.
All right. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Shout out to my tech people. But I would place those things, in an area where it doesn't, destroy my hopefulness. Or if I don't end up with someone, I know that it was a conscious decision. So the idea is to do things with a purpose and do it intentionally. Like intentionally listen to people, intentionally seek out people, intentionally do things that'll make you happy. You have to do things with intention to avoid disappointment. Also, you can't expect anything from anyone or any situation. Like I can expect to get the job. I can only be hopeful, right? Because the expectation
important,
leads
yeah.
to a lot of disappointment, and
feel
then
you, man.
people
That's a
get
bar.
mad at whatever it is didn't come to fruition. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, nah.
You should have expected it. You could hope for it, but don't
you can
expect
hope
it.
for it, but
Yeah.
you don't expect it to go your way just because you put in the work.
All right.
You feel me? You can put in all the work. You can do everything
You
correct.
do everything correct, and it can still.
and it will not. And you
Still
feel
will
me?
fail.
And it still
Yeah.
will fail. You can't be sad. You should be happy that you did everything right.
You could, yeah.
I did everything right. I did my part. It didn't work out. Cool. I'm satisfied or I'm happy because I did everything I was supposed to do. That should bring you satisfaction, and it shouldn't discourage you from doing it again, because you will find failure again, and you will face failure again. So it's the hard part is staying hopeful after disappointment, or staying motivated after things haven't gone your way.
I understand.
But I do it in a way where I just kind of set things up for me to just kind of bounce off
Yeah.
like little pieces of hopefulness. You feel me? So that's how. Thanks to my therapist. Shout out.
That's beautiful.
Shout
man.
out Talkspace.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
But I mean, you have to do it on purpose, though. That's the thing.
It has to be deliberate about it.
You gotta really do it for real.
Yeah, it is
it's
work.
like
It's
walking.
work to stay conscious.
Listen, bro.
Yeah.
What's that episode of Rick and Morty where Rick is a pickle and he has to go
Pickle
to
Rick, yeah, of course.
and he has to go to the therapist, but he turns himself into a pickle.
Yes, just so he get out of that.
Just get out of therapy,
Yes.
but he ends up in it
He has
anyway.
a whole adventure and he still gets into therapy.
He ends up in therapy anyway. The therapist in there, she said a really
Yo,
fire
nothing
line,
but bars, bro. Are you kidding me? She was speaking
fire
nothing,
line.
nothing but bars.
which I can't remember specifically, but I know she said that, it's just work.
Yeah, it's
Working
work.
on your health is just work, and some people don't like to do it. Some people do.
I feel you on that,
You
man.
just gotta work, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just in the process of realizing or coming to the realization that it is simply working to acknowledge the pains you have.
Yeah,
Or working to
dog.
acknowledge the things that have affected
Work.
you.
Even when you're off, you're not off.
I agree.
You gotta work.
I agree.
Let's work though. Man, if I can do it tomorrow, I don't need to do it today.
That's what you're gonna say tomorrow.
Exactly. I was gonna say tomorrow. Exactly. Yeah, human nature, man.
I'll gladly play you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Just imagine, there's people that won't. There's kids that won't understand that reference.
No. Yeah, they're gone,
No.
bro. They're done. They
Never.
stop it. Don't even tell me that,
Bro.
Don't even tell me that.
Speaking, this is a tangent.
Go ahead.
You guys seen the trial of Goofy?
No, what? What you mean?
You seen the trial of Goofy?
No, what is that?
Can we watch it?
Is that the one
Later.
where
But we'll watch it after.
The trial of Goofy is so funny.
Huh.
Goofy's on a murder trial.
Jesus Christ.
take the shot?
No. Goofy's.
Well, they have like Goofy's voice, like voicing
Yes.
over an actual like script from a
Goofy. No, someone's doing Goofy's voice.
Goofy's voice
It's crudely drawn,
Yeah.
but it is so funny the way he acts. You guys
About
have to
this
watch the
life.
video.
Yeah, we'll check
If
this out
anyone's
later, bro.
listening or watching on YouTube, if you've seen like Goofy's trial, Ashton's seen it.
I'm about
Ashton's
it.
the one that put me on. Every other
I feel like I've seen
hilarious.
this
You may have seen it. I feel like you should have seen it.
because it sounds mad familiar.
It's
Yeah.
mad funny. Goofy's trial. We'll watch it afterwards.
Okay, yeah, we'll
watch
check
it
it out.
afterwards. But that's funny. It's a funny thing. It just came to mind.
No worries.
We were talking about like the Tuesday thing.
No worries. Next question is really perfect because it really flows off of exactly what you were just saying about
Tuesday?
about being aware and just being
Yeah.
more conscious.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask, how does it feel to you to be conscious? And then what makes you feel conscious when you do it?
The pain in my back.
Okay, that's
Real,
fair.
dude.
That's fair. Yeah,
I have a
pain is probably one of the top ones that
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
pretty conscious
always
today.
causes
Tell
consciousness.
me about it.
That's
My
fair.
butt hurt. I've been sitting down editing all day.
Yeah.
I was pretty conscious today because everything hurts.
Yeah, I will definitely heavily concur on that, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, pain sucks, but I will tell you that is definitely one of the main things that makes you feel alive. Like,
Yeah, man.
it lets you know that yeah, you're there. There's parts of you that are trying to do things and they're not doing it correctly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't miss the gym though.
So what,
I'm not
I'm
going
sorry.
back.
What was the question?
The question. Sorry. Back to the real question. What does it feel like to be conscious, and then what makes you feel conscious when you do it?
What
Pain-
does it feel like
yeah.
to feel conscious?
On Jeopardy, pain would be like top answer, but
To me,
Oh no.
what does it
We can't
feel
just,
like to be
like,
conscious?
We can't just like slide over that Jeopardy bar.
Oh,
yeah.
rest in peace.
R.I.P.
I know. Facts.
R.I.P. to the God, man.
It hurts.
2020 taking everybody, bro.
Listen, I'll let you know now. I still cry like weekly to Chadwick Boseman, bro. Like literally, I'll be seeing like interviews that he has, and like I'll watch like Black Panther, tears, tears, straight
Crazy.
up, no shame, bro. Like it hurts, like
Damn, bro. Rest in peace to Alex Trebek, bro. A consummate professional.
Straight up.
And comedian.
At
Because
all
he be
times,
roasting
bro.
these people in Jeopardy.
destroyed, savage, taking him out.
He roasted these people, bro.
Agreed.
Hey, R.I.P. Alex, man.
Yo, mortality, deaths, and yeah, just mortality. That's something that makes me feel really conscious.
Yeah.
You know, like I will feel myself on autopilot a lot of times, and like I
Yeah,
learn
and
someone
then
else is
something
sick or-
traumatic like that
Yeah.
happens.
Dude.
And then,
Traumatic.
and then like
Yeah.
the mortality hits you,
Yeah.
and then you're super conscious about like existential stuff.
Or even just a person you care about being in pain, even
Right.
just some basic pain. They tell you their arm hurts or they can't feel their foot. Like
My leg.
like bro, it could be so many. Curse you 1,000 ways to die and medical freaking
No,
channel.
like,
Like
even
literally,
something
be
as
so many
simple,
things.
even as something as simple as like empathy. Like
Yeah.
my buddy, like let's say a friend loses or a friend's mother passed away.
Yeah.
Then you start thinking about that and like, damn, what would happen
Dude,
if such and such happened to me and such? Then you just get into this whole rabbit hole and just think about scenarios.
I'm a very, very strong empath, and like, bro, I promise you, like,
Exactly.
I will.
No,
like,
I'm the same way.
I feel the emotions, man. Like when I think about someone else in a position dealing with something like that.
Answering your question, what was it? How do I feel?
Yeah. What makes you feel conscious when you do it?
Usually, how I feel conscious when I'm doing something is like over heightened like thought process. Whereas I'm thinking about every single detail and step I'm taking regarding like what I'm doing and whatnot.
Every step I take.
So I guess just focus when you're really focused on something.
That is the better word to go for. Focus, where it's like a directed focus rather than.
Okay. Are there any like hobbies or actions specifically that you can think of where you'd like deliberately choose to do it because you know it will make you feel more conscious, I should say. That's what I was saying.
That's different.
You know?
Something you deliberately do because you deliberately do it'll make you feel more conscious.
You will feel more conscious doing it.
I never thought about feeling more conscious.
Right?
Or ever did anything like on purpose to like make me feel more alive or conscious.
I agree. Like,
I don't know.
Because some people would like skydive or something.
Yeah, there's like at first when I go ahead.
No, what did you say?
I said some people would skydive.
Oh, okay.
To try and feel
Feel life.
I mean, I get that from them. Like originally when I was thinking about the question, like, at first I was like, oh, well, to feel more alive, I guess, I just go do a basic hobby. But then I was like,
to feel more alive, I put myself in a life or death situation.
Yeah, life or death situation. But I was like, nah, that's a really basic way that people would answer, you know? And I'm like, no, that doesn't really help anything. You know, what do you do that, because like I have been trying to like meditate more in the mornings when like I'll wake up and like I try to worry about health more. I try to work out, stretch, and meditate. And I try to actively be more conscious, be more aware of the intricacies of a human body and what is happening in my body. You know, more often than not, if you get like a cramp or your back hurt, like you can feel exactly where it is. In the morning, like the coolest thing about working out is if you really think and feel and are intuitive about your body, you can feel every single inch of every single muscle working with every curl, with every push-up, with every squat. Like you can feel them as you gain more awareness and consciousness. You know,
V Money just came from the gym. He came from the gym this morning, so he's like he's feeling this.
I'm
right
still
now.
feeling it.
exactly. He's being very conscious right now.
Yeah,
he's extremely conscious.
I'll never go back to the gym. That place is depressing. No thanks.
Hey, to each his own.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I work out at home.
Some swole people who go to the gym. I feel you, bro. Shout out to my dude Miles.
Oh,
swole,
son.
Max swole at all times, bro. Man is the Gold's Body Gym dude, like with the tank top.
With the tank top, yeah.
That's the dude, man.
That
like,
man Miles gets in. Go
that's
crazy
that dude,
in the gym,
man.
dude.
I promise.
Dang, I wish I had his drive.
I don't know if this would apply.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if it would apply, but there are times where let's say we're playing video games, right?
Yeah.
Since you mentioned
Hell
hobbies,
yeah, that applies. I agree that applies. Yes.
There are times where I am super conscious.
Straight up wanted over here, bro. Your heart beats 500 RPM a second. Like,
no, I have this weird, like, I don't know if it's a placebo effect or like a mindset that I get kicked into, but there are times where I'm super conscious about how well I am doing in said video game. But then like whether it's a placebo or a complex I formed in my head, I'm like, all right, if I want to do better, I need to have, for this certain game, I need to have a cup of coffee.
Okay. I feel you.
That's different.
Okay.
For those, like, for the sake of not being ambiguous, I play Rainbow Six Siege a lot.
Okay.
And it's a game that requires a lot of focus,
And a lot of teamwork.
I agree.
a lot of teamwork, and a lot of awareness of your surroundings.
Yep.
Yes.
That's a
Like-
fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shooter, for those of you who don't know, and it's a tactical shooter, meaning it's not like your regular Call of Duty.
You can't run and
whatnot.
gun.
Yeah, no,
You can't run and gun.
Take
You
time,
have-
set up defenses.
Set up defenses. You have to
Mhm.
hold angles
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. It's you have to think and plan out.
Damn, I haven't played Rainbow Six in ages, dude.
You have to
Right,
think and
yeah.
plan out your like move for the whole round.
I might download it. Yeah.
So there are times where, and I play this daily, and there's
I
times
said daily.
daily, daily.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's my number one go-to daily.
Daily driver.
There are times where I'm like, all right,
Respectable.
I'm lagging behind. I know I'm very self-conscious when I
You
play
can
that.
feel their performance.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can feel like, all right, my reaction time there was too slow.
Yeah.
I didn't catch this guy on my peripheral,
Mm-hmm.
or like my my recoil control is like ass. And then I've developed like this placebo where, all right, let me get a coffee and then I'll tighten up. And more oftentimes than not, when I have my cup of coffee, because usually I mostly like my main play hours are like on the weekends where I'm off,
Mm-hmm.
You got time to do it, yeah.
and I play like in the mornings.
Damn,
Like,
I gotta
all
work
right.
on Saturday. You just reminded me. Damn, dude.
So after I have my cup of coffee, I noticeably get like tighter.
Mhm.
Like I'm hitting my shots, I'm noticing things in the background, blah 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 blah. So
But like, realistically, it doesn't do much. It's just coffee.
Well,
But to you-
technically, what I will say, I mean, dude, if you're getting caffeine, like I will say that it is like it's a shot to your reflexes.
right,
I will say that it's like a shot of adrenaline to your reflexes. And I will say that, like, I play fighting games. I play like Dragon Ball Fighters, Naruto Ninja Storm, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. Like, I play those games, and it kind of is the same concept. Like, but when it's 1v1, it's the same concept of there's that skill based gameplay, and there's a reason esports are taking off the same as sports, and it is because there is a mental fortitude that you have to build of acknowledging your consciousness in the situation. Like the greater your consciousness, the greater your skill will be at recognizing what is necessary to counter a situation.
Right.
And that's really what it comes down to. I think, and that's my appeal with like fighting games. That's why I love fighting games. It's 1v1. It's you and the other person testing your mental fortitude against each other and calculating against each other. And it's the same with sports. It's the same with boxing. Same with friggin' bobsledding, friggin' bicycle racing. Like, it's the same with any sport or any contest and competition of who is more conscious in the moment at this time with these set of rules for this victory, reason,
right.
And I think, again, that's why I just wanted to ask the question. Certain things definitely do make me feel more conscious. And honestly, I will happily say like playing video games is one. Like, definitely the mentality you were talking about where you drink some coffee and like you feel that heightened sense of focus on what you are doing. I know for a fact I'll feel that when I'm playing Dragon Ball Fighters with like Riker or Denton, my good friends. And we're playing, and freaking Riker gets on a winning streak and we're just like, all right.
All right.
Nah,
Tighten up.
Tighten up. Let me lean forward.
You gotta
All right.
lean forward.
Gotta lean
You gotta-
forward. All right. Let's go. All
Yeah,
right.
like
New
I
game.
said,
GG.
for me it was coffee. It could have been anything that would form the catalyst.
Exactly. There are catalysts that do like trick your consciousness into acknowledging, okay, this is when I need to be a bit more
Right.
on top of things. Okay, cool.
But now I'm like, I need the coffee because I'm
Yeah,
I'm not as young as I used to be.
You're also not as old as you think.
Yeah, man. I mean, they say like the faster you go, your like time seems to slow down, and your reflex is actually like a bit faster somehow.
Right.
Like, yeah, when people are in, they'll show a video of like people who are
Like,
breaking the speed barrier.
No, like
and-
exactly. For me, like in Siege, I can feel when I fall into a zone or rhythm.
Yeah.
Whereas everything is fluid and everything, like at that point, like a lot, like 70, 80, 90% falls into like muscle memory. And like,
I feel you on that.
and
I
usually
completely feel you on that.
that's when like the flow and zone kicks in.
Yep.
Sick, bro.
So
Bro, I get that. I'm telling you, I feel the exact same thing in fighting games, man. Like there are rounds where like you get your butt handed to you, but then there are certain times where you're just like
yeah, you just
download
black out.
complete autopilot, and you just
Like
wreck.
you essentially black out, and you're just like
you're just going through your body. You feel the rhythm begin.
Right.
You feel that flow. Your consciousness is there.
Exactly.
And you feel that awareness of,
Exactly.
I am completely in this situation right now. I feel the flow of this situation. I feel the other moving parts of the situation. And I feel where I am. But I as a cog, am fitting in this machine of moving parts.
Exactly.
And, bro, those are the best feelings sometimes. And I completely agree. That is a very conscious moment, I think. Where, I mean, yeah, sorry guys, super geeky, but for one of what causes a heightened sense of consciousness in a bit, like that is one of them.
All right.
Drawing is another one for me, where I don't have a choice but to be very conscious of what I'm doing. Especially when I'm like inking a picture, ink forces you to have to be conscious of every single stroke. You don't got a choice.
You can't erase it.
You can't erase it. Like, you don't have a choice. So I always do find that the same way I was telling you guys that like I try to meditate in the morning to try and find that consciousness, find that direction towards it. Drawing kind of aligns me towards it as well, especially because I work to try and visualize what I want to draw as much as possible. I can visualize the values, visualize the curves and the proportions, so that when I draw it, I'm deliberately conscious about exactly what I'm trying to create. You know, and I think that's always, I guess that's always why art is so important, whether it's music or literally drawing or whatever. It's always about deliberate consciousness in reality, you know?
Mm-hmm.
10-4.
Heck yeah.
That boy's real mindful today. I wasn't really prepared for this.
Sorry, y'all.
I got kind of a headache, but
You're welcome.
Good job.
You're welcome. Right. Small little note before, so we got a bit of time. Small little note, just...
Because I drank.
Yeah.
Because I drank.
That's facts.
Oh.
A little note I wrote, advertisements and the fact that they are the art of selling focus.
I hate ads,
Right?
man.
Like they
hate ads so much.
Yeah, they exist to steal consciousness. Like that is what they are.
Too bad we have to advertise this podcast.
You right though?
I am a demographic for these advertisements.
Yeah, no, I feel you though, honestly.
I'm also a demographic.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, like these targeted ads know what they're doing.
they're really good though. The algorithms
Like as of lately,
ads,
they know what they're doing, because I've actually like,
Bro,
especially on social media,
times.
I have bought things because I've seen these
In an
ads.
ad.
Yeah, I can't even.
Can't stand ads, dude.
I can't even.
I think Ed's the one that told me that the best way to save money is to not go outside.
Yeah. It's like if you go out your door, you have to spend money.
But now even inside,
They try and get you
spending money.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
Dude, ads are all about selling focus, selling the consciousness
Just get
of people.
Right.
Like,
Just get a primo ad blocker.
yeah.
But then they're selling your information to.
what long time, bro? They've been sold my information.
Yeah.
It's there
Like
you
dudes
go.
knowing my height, weight,
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
blood type. O positive.
You guys ever do like that one weird?
This should be good. Oh my god.
You guys ever do like that one-off, like weird, like off the wall fucking Google search?
Oh boy. Jesus Christ.
and then the
Which
next-
one specifically? Oh, that where you were like foxgloves, and then literally the next day,
next thing you know,
all the
like,
ads are
not
like
even the next day, like
Nah,
the
same
next
day.
half hour.
Yeah.
all the
All
ads.
the ads on like your social media
media
is
is
like
lol.
this weird.
Oh, you have to do a whole Google search, dude. I'll just have a conversation with a friend of mine. Like, yeah, man, I was thinking about, I don't know, leopards yesterday. And literally by that night, best believe there's an ad about leopard sightings in Florida or something, bro. Like,
Crazy.
no reason. Dude, you can't have me believe
Like if I go right
that
now,
the audio on
Exactly.
our phones isn't picking up exactly what we're like.
come
Come
on.
on.
so if I go right now,
They're picking up the whole podcast. I hope y'all subscribed.
Yo, subscribe though, honestly, if you listen.
My
Well,
FBI
right now,
agent.
like-
FBI agent John.
bucket hat, fanny pack, Supreme. Balenciaga.
Hermes.
Supreme. Fanny pack.
Rolex.
Yo, fanny pack, Rolex.
We'll see what happens.
$1 million.
Bill Gates. Akon. Africa. Yo, dude, just stop Google searching, y'all. Just start saying stuff in your phone. Don't Google search anything anymore.
Yeah, just start saying
Say
stuff.
it, see what happens
Yeah,
later
they'll
on.
search for you.
All right, they'll search for you. Give them like a couple hours, but they will search for you. Don't worry, it'll be there. They'll get the ads for you and everything.
That's a good experiment, by the way.
Victoria's Secret model, Victoria's Secret model, Victoria's Secret model.
Rihanna,
Oh my God.
Rihanna.
Jesus Christ.
Give her my number.
It's not like that. Okay, so I wish you would. Anywho,
You heard that, FBI agent? I need Rihanna.
on the same line of dealing with consciousness, individuality and sovereignty of minds. Okay, so going on that, where's the line between one person's consciousness and another? Of course, you can say like here, whatever, but our brain, our blood, muscles, skin, the air we breathe, the air we fart, food we eat and poop, the electromagnetic energy we give off. Where does that line between two consciousnesses really, where is that?
In my
You know?
opinion, it's my opinion.
Go.
It's uneducated, and
course.
for all intents and purposes.
Bro, this whole podcast, is
bro.
uneducated.
You swear?
Do not come here for
Don't come here
facts.
for answers,
But
bro.
I
We're just trying to give you
Please don't
questions,
come
bro.
here
We're
for
just giving y'all
facts.
questions. We ain't giving you
I am-
answers. No answers, just questions.
With the advent of social media and the internet itself, I'm of the opinion that individual consciousness is getting harder and harder to differentiate.
Okay.
Only because social media perpetuates this line of thinking where you have to be part of the collective, whether it be
I understand that. Yeah.
whether it's be off of viral things or a certain opinion based on the algorithm of ads and information that's presented to you, or things of that nature, you know?
Okay. Yeah. I completely agree. I definitely think
Not to say that individual
no, not to think that it doesn't exist.
doesn't
No.
exist, but
It definitely, technology is moving us more towards a interconnectedness.
hive mind of
almost.
sorts. I mean, not to
Yeah.
sound like over dramatic and whatnot, but
No,
That was a good album by the internet.
that was a good album.
not to sound over dramatic and whatnot. But I mean,
To a degree, yeah.
like internet meme culture is pretty much a hive mind.
It is. The fact that we call it viral when something
Exactly.
gets popular, like it is a culture. It is
Going
creating a
viral
culture.
like Corona.
But I think the individuality of consciousness and whatnot starts and ends at the differences in opinion.
Really?
That's strong.
Individual.
That's really strong.
Yeah, I guess so.
The fact that we were able to experience
'Cause yeah.
doubting someone else's opinion.
Yeah, it's
That
different
is where it
forms of
really-
thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
The fact that we can have, yeah.
So it's like different expressions of consciousness,
Yeah.
right?
The fact that we can express a difference in consciousness.
Yeah, like in the sense that there's a hive mind and you can go with the grain. Usually, what will differentiate you from a certain group thinking is your disagreement or different shoot off.
Diverging paths.
Diverging
Yeah.
path. Exactly.
Okay.
So you'd be like, yo, group says like blue is the best color. Don't at me. And then you're like, I don't know. I think purple's a little cooler, you know?
At.
At purple.
At purple.
at morado or something.
You heard that, Fertino?
Yeah.
If you're still watching Fertino, we got you, bro. We got you.
you,
We
bro.
still got one viewer.
Easy.
Fertino is still watching
My
us, man.
guy, what's good?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I really feel that though. Honestly, man, that's a really great way to describe it. I like how you described it that way, man. That no, yeah, that is because like you want to kind of think of it initially on like that physical point. Well, yes, well, where do your atoms really separate from my? Well, no, it's what parts of you can differ in opinion from me.
Right.
And that really encompasses, your entire body, your flesh, your bones, everything that when you make a decision that is different than the reality, what must move alongside your consciousness.
Right.
And that really is just that is the separation. You know, that is the separation. Like obviously, like duh, y'all, we can look at each other and see we're just different people. But there is still, I guess, that, that that deeper thought process of, well, why is there that difference? And that I think was really just the greatest way to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, like there. I mean, if you go through life and all you do is nothing but surround yourself within an echo chamber, like
you're not really choosing individuality.
Exactly. Where is the fun? Where is the fun in that?
Yeah.
Right. Whereas, like the spice. Wow.
Just spice it up.
The spice of life, in a certain sense of the
Slice of life.
spice of life, in certain sense of the saying, it's usually going for that discourse, and again going back to the chaotic nature of life itself. Usually, the different spin-offs off the norm is what creates different viewpoints, different experiences, and whatnot.
And new experiences, sometimes better experiences.
For better,
evolution, literally.
For better or for worse.
Yeah.
So,
Charlemagne the God once said that segregation was a great concept that was poorly executed. Like, you shouldn't have separated people by skin color. It should have been by like mindset.
I agree. That's why we have IB and that's literally why I got this whole podcast. I completely agree. I think that's what we are trying to do now. We literally are trying to separate them by ability to be conscious, or awareness, I should say. Because I'll tell you right now, there are plenty of kids who were not aware of their impact on other people. And more often than not, they were not in IB. Right. They were not in advance. They were not in AP. They were not in the academies in leadership positions.
Right.
They were not in positions or choosing to be in places that helped them interact with others and then better themselves because of that. And, and then better the others around them. Like, we were in TV production. There were plenty of kids who didn't give a crap about it, but then you clearly saw the second that there were kids who did give a crap, we had an awesome TV production class.
Yeah.
We had, because they care. They wanted to be conscious in the moment about learning that thing, that stuff.
Says the guy who wasn't even in our class period.
That's right. Yeah, I definitely wasn't in the class.
Bro, you don't even go here.
I literally didn't even go to that class, and I was still doing the morning announcements.
Sir, you belong here.
Shh, don't worry about it.
I'm just here observing. I had a great TV production class. That's where I learned Final Cut Pro.
Nice, man.
I directed like a little morning show we did. It was cool.
Nice.
Same.
Yeah. Cool days, man.
Same.
Cool days.
Would you guys say that? Do you see yourself as someone who seeks truth? Do you have time to?
Do I see myself as someone who seeks truth? No.
Do you have time to?
Nah.
No.
Maybe not right now. Maybe not at this point in my life.
It's exactly my same answer.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
do
not
I
at this
see
point.
myself as someone who seeks truth?
Yeah.
Honestly, not. No. Not
right. Not right now.
Not totally. Like, I have the impression in my head that it'd be nice to seek and pursue truth, but it's just I don't have the mental capacity or the time or the motivation to do so.
You would think that. Do you think that's because of the environment that we're in?
I absolutely
heavy factor.
Absolutely
Right?
believe that is the truth.
We live in a capitalist society where we have to make money and live. And we have all these
Absolutely.
things to worry about.
Absolutely.
If we were in somewhere that, like, I don't know, France, where they're more laissez-faire, where they work, certain amount of hours, and then they're like, all right, no more work ever.
Dude, let me explain where a realization I had to come to when it comes to art. Okay, I absolutely, fully 1,000% respect all of the artists who are able to draw giant 30 by 30 foot, completely photorealistic pictures. That is absolutely amazing. Your skill is impeccable. I respect that forever. I have no desire to learn how to do that. Right. Why? Because it's already been done. Like, drawing realism has already been done by plenty of people. It's not being able to replicate realism anymore that's actually interesting to people, because we have seen it enough.
Yes,
we have all achieved a certain like baseline level of consciousness where it's like, okay, we've seen realism. Now, what can we do with that? When it comes to creating a story in art, but creating a piece with art, I will teach and I will tell everyone, it doesn't need to be the best piece of art. It literally doesn't. it is all about transferring the ideas from your head to the person that you want to view your work. There's a reason Garfield has been around forever. There's a reason Simpsons has been around forever, but the art, frankly, is not the best. It's not super detailed, but they get their points across. And that's really what it's all about.
The story's really good.
Yeah, it's about the story. It's about the morals. It's literally about the information you're trying to share through the art. And so, going into the same question where it's, do you seek truth in art? I do not seek truth. I seek sharing my ideas. I have no reason to seek trying to truthfully draw something. I see me sharing the concepts that I want to get across. With my stories, with my art, I want to draw as good as I want to consciously be in the work, but I want to get my concepts out. I want to get the fact that I was being conscious on this piece of paper out to people. It doesn't need to be perfect. It simply needs to get the fact that I was being conscious out to you so that you can see he was coming up with this story. He was thinking about this idea. He was thinking about these lines, this curve, this mountain, this knight, this arm. He was thinking about this, specifically did this. With art, even with poetry, man, I feel like that's really the struggle behind poetry. You work hard to get your consciousness into the poem.
And it never works. Let me tell you right now, it doesn't work.
But that's that eternal struggle to it, though. Like that's why poetry's been around for thousands of years. That's why art is impossible to get rid of.
Difficult. That's why I labor over every word, dude.
Oh man,
it's the worst and the best at the same time.
Oh my gosh,
all the good poets, man. They were all like either super sad, depressed, either super scholars, on opium, like the toughness about higher thinking and trying to get it out in a palpable and like way where people can like genuinely consume it
and understand it and really feel what you were trying to
so tough,
portray.
Dude.
Yeah,
so tough. Shout out to all the great poets, man. Shout out to my favorite, Robert Frost.
On that pretty, I guess, almost spiritual note, and kind of actually going back to an earlier point also, what do you find most attractive about religion?
Most attractive about religion?
Not any specific. What do you find most attractive about the concept, I guess, about religion?
I think it gives you something to look forward to, I think.
Yeah, the sense of hope.
Yeah, sense of hope. Sense of like something to place your faith in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. I think it just gives people a sense of hope. Because I always tell people, like, even if you don't believe in God, what do you have to lose for real? Like, you're not losing anything. It's like like that bar from the movie Papillon. It's what was it? He said, "It's no benefit to keep you, no loss to destroy you." And so you don't really lose or gain too much when you believe in God, or even if you don't, live your life. But if you don't believe in God, I always tell people, like, "Why do you believe in God?" I'm like, "Why don't you?" Like, is there a reason? Like, you don't. I mean, I'm not telling you to go out and like lead the church.
Yeah,
you don't go out and be a pastor. What do you have to lose? What if you do die and then it ends up being a God? But even if it doesn't mean you've lived your life horribly, because it only preaches to like be a good person, love one another.
Okay.
Don't judge people. Share your knowledge with other people. It doesn't preach for you to be anything bad. What do you have to lose, really?
So here's I have a question here. What do you guys think of the people that like look down upon religion? Like think of it as like a lower form of
intellect. They think of it as like an archaic form of science or
believing in unproven like myths.
I think it's just it's literally reverse ignorance.
Teach their own.
I would say that, but I disagree. I literally think it is reverse ignorance, because as much as they want to hate on, like, they can hate on religion, but in reality, you technically could say a person who believes in science is religious about science. They do believe
science is their religion.
The deity of gravity. They believe in the deity of time, and it's all just labels battling each other all over again. And in reality, religion is science. Like, That's what it is to me. It is the science of realizing the reality around you. If I kill him, there are most likely people who will then come after me. Thus,
believe.
you know, like literally, thus it is not
shooters.
in my best interest or his best interest. If I have a child, it is not in my best interest to not take care of them. If I have a pet, or if I have farm animals, it's not in my best interest to not take care of these other living creatures that could benefit me later. You know, like there are objective things that you can simply, we must eat, we must drink. That is a fact of reality. You objectively know that that's a fact. No matter how much we want to talk about veganism and vegetarianism or whatever you want to eat, I'm not saying you have to eat animals, but I am saying that we will have to find food. Mm-hmm. We know that as an objective fact because we must sustain ourselves. So objectively, we have to exist. Mm-hmm. You know, our bodies are telling us we have to exist. That to me is the most objective fact, where religiously or scientifically we have come to that same agreement.
Right.
In religions, we have been given the ability to live. Mm-hmm. Thus, we should live. Thus, we should stop the things that stop us from living.
Mm-hmm. Right.
In science, in order to reproduce, both of us have to stay healthy. In order to stay healthy, we have to find food, water, shelter. We're literally coming to the exact same conclusions,
Right.
but just calling it science or religion. The people who look down on it, again, reverse ignorance. The people who are religious can use the exact same science to further their goals. The people who are scientific can use just science to further their. But again, there are objective ways to see when things don't work. There, in the Bible, they talk about how to take care of slaves. Mm-hmm. In the Quran, they talk about killing people who don't believe what you believe. Mm-hmm. In religious books, there are obviously human touches in these books. Why, that kind of like dilute the good messages that they do teach.
They've been translated over years and years and years in different languages.
Come on,
there's a bunch of different interpretations.
No
one knows what's correct.
Like, I will always say that a lot of these books are some of the strongest books of magic, where it is manifestation. It is the manifestation of, like, if a person never says God to you ever, you'll never consider the concept of God. You'll never consider that there's something that could be beyond everything that you know. So when in the book it says, and the first thing they thought of or said, I think, was God, it is literally talking about you acknowledging the existence of higher purpose. Mm-hmm. So there's always the metaphor, but dude, these metaphors are awesome stories that do like
great stories,
that help you understand more about life. The same way you pick up a science textbook and then it teaches you about the cycle of rain, you now have a greater understanding of life. Yeah. You now understand the magic that happens when rain falls upon you. Whether you explain it through thank God or thank science, fam, we got rain like that. Like you're happy.
Scott.
Either way, like you still have these miracles basically happening. Mm-hmm.
I had a minister in college that told me to read the Bible like an action movie. Or like,
bro,
read it like
I'll tell you right now, read it like a book. Just read it like a book, and it's cool as crap, dude. Like,
there's death, there's dismemberment,
bro. That's why Prince of Egypt was such a dope movie. Like, it is a really cool movie. Like, it is a good, it is a cool story to read. Where, like, I'll tell you right now, bro, if you read it like an anime story, bro, Jesus is like the hypest, like OP character. Bro has like regeneration. Okay, dude has healing abilities. All right, like, bro, he's strong. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like, when you read it like a story with characters, and you don't go into it going, oh, I must believe word for word. Like, no. Let it be a story that guides your thought. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no reason to. It obviously is written by humans, but dude, you can't deny that the stories in there are so profound. Yeah. So magnificent and magical that they open your mind to like greater truths. Bro, I'll watch Justice League and it's the same thing, bro. These stories are so awesome.
Don't get me
that
started.
They open your mind to new emotions.
Don't
that you
get
didn't
me
think,
started on Justice League.
I didn't think that I would ever cry about a guy who fell into a bog, who was was a gangster, turned into a super swole undead monster, and then had to help out a superhero team go into another dimension to fight off dimensional horrors that were trying to go. Explaining that I would cry over Solomon Grundy dying in a Justice League episode. Yeah. That don't make no sense. But then I'm not comparing that to stories in the Bible, but like, dude, we like humans get emotional when we can relate to stories.
When we connect to stories.
When we connect to stories, you know, when we feel the emotion behind why a story is happening, we relate to that.
Yeah.
And we will feel emotions. And again, I got all the respect in the world for religions, man. I love the stories that they have created for us.
All religions are pretty much rooted in the same thing.
They're all saying the same stuff, man. Don't be an a-hole.
Yeah.
Sorry, but we get into that now. That's all I got for y'all, man.
They're all rooted in love and rooted in just don't be a dick to people.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
No big deal.
Heck yeah,
All
man.
right. Good mindful episode, fellas.
I agree.
I wasn't ready for it because I have a headache, but my headache kind of cleared up during like the whole thing. So.
Excellent. Glad I could help, man.
Yeah, man. It feels good.
That's called enlightenment, Chris.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I'm sure y'all saw me like stretching and yawning during this thing. It's because I've been up all week editing for the Miami Book Fair.
Listen, I'm so excited, and I appreciate everything that you're doing for that.
Hey, man, you working too?
I am.
We're doing like a seminar, and the third here is doing all the voiceovers and stuff for the little presentation.
He's doing editing.
All the editing.
Wow.
Appreciate this, man. He's freaking amazing, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So I'm a little tired, but
Fantastic.
yeah, dog.
Thanks, man.
We're working.
Your shot.
Shout out to Haiku.
Bro, like, you're so good.
So good.
So good.
All right, we're getting out of here. Thank
Nice
you
to
guys,
kill. I'm sorry, bro. I love Haiku, bro. That's the best. Spike good. I'm sorry. I love it, bro. It's too good.
Shout out Japan, bro. We gotta go one time.
Bro, please.
We gotta go as a trio.
Yo, easily.
Imagine we should do a podcast in Japan. That'd be sick.
Press the future. I'm about that life, dude.
Yeah.
Tell a brother when, dude.
In the future, that'll come.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Japanese episodes soon come.
There were the planning on that. Yo, season 5.
Season 5. All right, we're getting out of here. Twitch, thank you, Fertino, our one viewer.
We see you, bro.
Adios, Fertino. Gracias.
Adios. Gracias.
Okay. See you guys. This will be on YouTube, so you guys will see us pointing to the camera and everything. It is what it is.
It'll be there.
Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at A Lot About Pod. Everything we do is at A Lot About Pod. I try to keep it consistent.
Very consistent.
Okay. All socials at A Lot About Pod. Twitch at A Lot About Pod. YouTube, A Lot About Nothing Podcast. But you can also put A Lot About Pod. Word?
Word.
All right. See y'all's. Jane.
Matane.